Hello, welcome to Seven Tarot. I am back again with another pick card. Today's reading is messages from your higher self. We're going to get into what they would like to address and any guidance that can come from that as well. So I really hope that you enjoy this reading. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your consistency. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the subscriptions. And if you're new, thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoy this video. So yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much time. Let us get into this reading. I'll meet you at your pal. Hi there, pal one. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Seven of Swords, and we're gonna get right into it by finding from your higher self what they'd like to address. Divine Spirit Guides, what would pal one's higher self like to address today? What would pal one's higher self like to address? What would pal one's higher self like to address? What would pal one's higher self like to address? Alright. Then we get the Nine of Wands at the top of the deck. I'm hearing self-love is the best love. That song by Dreamville. So you got the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Alright, so I'm hearing a song. It's a song by Willow. I forgot what the title of the song is, and the lyrics go burning bridges, burning bridges. What is take the money, take the fame, na 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 na. Who are we? Na na me, na na na. I forgot the song. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords in reverse, and the Page of Cups upright. I feel like your higher self is wanting to address a situation. I'm hearing a heavy burden, a situation that is kind of like, I don't want to say completely taking over your life or taking over your space or your mind, but there's something um I'm really drawn to the books here. It could be a situation where you had to learn a lot from it. So whatever that is, I'm getting just like, it has to do with the lessons you've learned in a situation and how I feel like instead of carrying on those lessons and moving into a place of growth, you may be taking on a little bit of the experience as, you know, like you're taking it on and letting it stay on your shoulders. It feels as if there's something that still needs to be gotten over with. I feel like right now you should be focused, and take my should loosely because like I'm not here to tell you what to do, but like there's an energy of like how one should be focused on themselves and their growth, but they're distracted by something that has kind of, maybe you've burnt bridges with someone or something and you've put an end to it, and whatever this is or whatever whoever this person is, they may have kind of brought a lot of growth to you, and there was a lot of lessons that came with this connection or this situation, but it has come to an end. um and it could be you who chose to end the cycle with this person or this thing, and it's like your higher self is kind of wanting to address that instead of like focusing on the ending. It's time to kind of take in those lessons and move forward, because I feel like for some of you, you may still be a little stuck. And it's not like a heavy stuck, like, oh, it's like, it's just like a little stuck, like a little fly buzzing around you, like it's a bit of a distraction. So you may have this situation or this person pop up every now and then, and it may affect your work, it may affect your day, it may just even affect your mood. But it's like, this 10 of Wands is really standing out to me. It's like you are unnecessarily carrying pain right now, or unnecessarily, maybe it's not that you've completely burned the bridges, maybe you're still latching over the situation that you should have ended. And it's just, I feel like the only thing here that's, let me clarify this 10 of Wands because it's really standing out to me. Divine Spirit, guys, can you please clarify that 10 of Wands? The 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you should be giving back to yourself, giving your energy to yourself, but instead you're giving it to the situation, you're giving it to this person, and or whatever it is, and it's kind of like messing up your your vibe, because I'm hearing your vibe attracts your tribe. So it may be messing up your vibe right now, messing up, your focus. And so I feel like your higher self is wanting to address this situation, because like the Queen of Pentacles is here, but it's so in the background. And the 10 of Wands is standing out here, and with the 10 of Swords, and I'm thinking that you should be moving on or forward with this, from this situation, but it's like, it's as if you're dragging it with you to wherever you were trying to move on to next. You may even be subconsciously giving your energy to this person or this thing without realizing it. You're just constantly feeding it, and it may be draining you. I do feel like it is a person though, with the 7 of Swords, yeah. Or maybe a situation that involved some kind of deception or some lies, or somebody not being authentic and genuine and true, you know and it's like you may still be stuck on that. And I feel like you should be moving forward instead, and that's maybe what your higher self wants to guide you. So Divine Spirit, guys, what would pal one's higher self say? Ooh, say to pal one for guidance. What would pal one, there could be also some emotional trauma that needs to be healed, maybe from the situation, that could also help you move on. So because maybe you mentally have moved on from this person, but then emotionally there could still be some leftover, little emotions that need to be filtered through and released completely. I'm hearing Out of Time by Drake and Bryson Tiller. So this could have been a relationship that kind of ran its course. um I'm hearing Toxic by Britney Spears as well, and Kelani. So it could have been a toxic connection as well. And maybe this is why it's kind of hard to let it go, because there was a back and forth in the situation. This person could have been in and out of your life, or the situation could have just been ups and downs, and it created some kind of attachment. And maybe this is why it's kind of hard to let it go now completely. But what would Pal One's high self like to guide Pal One? What message of guidance does Pal One's high self have for Pal? We got the High Priestess, the Three of Cups. What messages of guidance does Pal One's? The Queen of Cups in reverse, and the Fool card in reverse. Okay. We got the Ace of Wands at the top of the deck, so maybe a new opportunity will be coming through, either for your growth. And I'm hearing, don't be too specific, just like look out for a new opportunity for change. Like it's not gonna stay the same. Oh my god, I'm sorry. High Priestess, Three of Cups, Queen of Cups in reverse, and yeah, full card in reverse. Can you see how all these cards are blue? It's making me think of water. It's like it probably had to do with your emotion and emotional connection or a situation you were really emotionally connected to. If it's not a person, whatever it was, you were emotionally invested and passionate about this. Um, so I feel like the guidance that is coming through is I'm hearing don't rush, right? But I feel like it's with the high priestess, it's like I'm hearing like don't rush that the song, or is it kind of like a lyric? I'm not really sure. But I feel like it would be I feel like with the high priestess, not I'm getting two messages from the high priestess. It could be that, like I said, with the seven of swords, there were a lot of secrets here. There was a lot of maybe this is also what's causing the attachments because there was a lot that wasn't discussed, a lot that wasn't clarified, a lot that wasn't revealed and talked about. So even if you knew a little bit about the situation, but there's still like so much to it that was hidden, you know. And I'm getting an image of the full moon right now. So I feel like there was a lot that was still not revealed, and there's a purpose for it. I'm hearing, but I'm also getting that it is really ideal right now for you to trust your intuition because it seems like you're out of it. It seems like you're not living your life to the fullest. You're not um it seems as if you're not allowing, I don't want to say allowing, but because maybe some of you are not really even aware that this is happening, but maybe some of you are not so optimistic about your future. From the situation, it's kind of hard for you to look forward optimistically, or it seems as if you're not in tune with yourself, in tune with your life again, and your love for life, your zest for life. It seems like there's been, even with connections, especially with the Three of Cups, maybe some of you have, maybe you've cut off people or you've distanced yourself from people, or there's been an ending in relationships, and it's kind of hard to now look forward to anything because of how things have turned out so far with connections. But I feel like, I don't know. Let me not say it first. Can you please clarify the Three of Cups? Because I feel like some of you are holding yourself back from having a new start in your life or beginning something new for yourself because, you're just not allowing things to flow. You're not allowing things to be. So maybe you're not even, like I say, some of you may not be aware of this consciously. So maybe you're not even allowing this connection to end properly. And maybe that's the guidance for you to just be in flow and just like let it go and let it happen and accept what has happened. But can you please clarify the Three of Cups? Yeah, the Death card. So it could be one person, it could be two people, it could be a lot of people that you have cut off and you've released and you've um let go of. But I feel like it's time for something new to begin within your connections. It's time for you to start afresh, start anew, possibly with new people. I mean, obviously, I can't tell you what to do. Some people are comfortable going back to the old, but what is coming through is as guidance. It's just like let things go, let things be, let go of even not just this connection, but let go of expectations of how relationships and connections should be. Just like accept what has happened in regards to these connections, accept the lessons, accept what you've learned from them, the lessons, even the joyous moments. You don't have to um hate anybody, and if you're still mad, like release that energy, let it happen. Like don't um I'm getting, the movie Don't Worry Darling, with Harry Styles, and in the end, the guy says, once you're aware of the reality, you begin to see things clearly. Oh no, I don't think that's what he said. Something like, once you're aware of the reality. it begins to change. Yeah, I think that was the situation. So maybe what you need is to be aware of the situation and the reality of what it has been. You know, maybe sitting back and kind of contemplating with the high priestess, yeah, getting back and just like trying to go back within and with the just like look at the situation and what has happened and just like accept things as they are. That you're not with this person, you're not with this situation, not with this group of friends anymore. Whatever the situation is, it has ended and it has ended for a reason. And you shouldn't kind of be keeping yourself stuck, you know? Shouldn't be keeping yourself stuck from moving forward because that's what I feel. It's like, even if it's not intentionally, maybe you do want to move on, maybe you do want to find happiness, but it's like energetically, it's not the same thing, you know. It's not, you're not vibing in the same mental, so it's like you want to move on, but like energetically you're not really letting things happen. I feel like you should be focused on building and focus on yourself, focus on this new start, focus and just let go. If there's anything you're going to focus on, let it be the new start, but not the ending, because the ending keeps you attached to the situation. And just let things be, you know. So yeah, part one, this was your reading. I hope that it resonated. Today's in a different one. Namaste. Hello, part two. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Hermit card. Hope you're doing well. And good, we're gonna get started with the message or what your higher self would like to address. So Divine Spirit guys, what would part two's higher self like to address? What would part two's higher self like to address to part two? What would part two's higher self like to address to part two? What would part two's, okay. We have the Judgment card. Okay, so you got the Transformation of the Death card. You got the Five of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like it's pretty clear with the Death card that with the Wheel of Fortune, okay, you may be going through some kind of rebirth or some kind of cycle has ended between you or something or a situation in your life. But it feels as if there hasn't been an acknowledgement of that with the Five of Cups. You could be, whether consciously or not, avoiding certain emotions or feelings about this ending, about this transformation you're going through. You may be not allowing yourself to completely go through the process swiftly by ignoring anything that has to do with your emotions, anything that has to do with maybe even completely accepting this ending or completely embracing this new beginning. It could be also that you have taken some time out, or wait, yeah, so it could be through this process that is happening, you may not be acknowledging certain things, and what is coming through is that you should be actually allowing you, because you know, after you go through something, a lesson, a tower moment, whatever it is, it's really important to sit back to kind of think through what happened. It's also important to rest, which is what the Four of Swords is kind of saying, is that whatever it is that you're ignoring and not acknowledging, it's like your higher self wants to address something that you're ignoring. And I feel like it has to do with your emotions, it has to do with this ending, it has to do probably even with the beginning. Maybe you're nervous about this new chapter of your life, or maybe you are not completely over the ending. But regardless, the ending has happened, the cycle has ended, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that is also what's coming through, is you should just let it go, and you can create the change that is not putting you or keeping in the space of the Five of Cups, you know, of just like, I don't want to say numbness, but of just like what's the word, okay, I don't want to say elusiveness either, I can't think of the word, but I feel like your high self wants to address that things can be different for you if you allow it to be, if you address the situation, if you allow things to heal, if you allow things to just let the transformation process happen as it should, without any expectations, without any attachments to the past, without any like holding on to anything. Just accept what has happened. Um, but it could also mean with the Four of Swords that if you are not already um from this energy of transformation and rebirth, that your higher self wants to address, that there could be a situation that you need to address yourself with the Four of Swords and the Five of Cups. Maybe there's something that you are ignoring that you actually should be paying attention to and contemplating over, because there's um a decision that has to be made, or a decision that you did make if it's something that has already happened. It really depends on where you are, but I feel like a choice had to be made, or a choice has to be made. um but it's like you're not allowing yourself to see this, you're ignoring it, you're not wanting to acknowledge this. All right. That's fair, guys. But yeah, it's like whatever it is that you are maybe not acknowledging, you're being called to acknowledging. It's like your high self is kind of wanting you to pay attention to this, because a lot of change, you have the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune coming out. Like, a lot of change is about to happen for you if it hasn't already begun to happen. And it's like, it can happen if you acknowledge this. It can happen if you allow things to be and you sit back, and even if you're not actively holding on or latching onto anything. It could even be energetically or emotionally. By not releasing, or by not dealing with things, you kind of delaying the process of this change, of this complete change. um so it could be that you're still in the midst of this process, of this transformation, and it's like your high self is just wanting you to be aware of what needs to be addressed, or what needs to be paid attention to, which I feel like you already know, because I don't know, I just feel like you know what it is. Something that you just been avoiding and not wanting to deal with, repressing. Some of you could have been even been I'm hearing workaholic, like just like um working too much to ignore it, or maybe even drinking, or whatever it is, but throwing yourself into work is not gonna get rid of it. Yeah. But let's see what guidance is coming through in regards to the situation that is being addressed. What guidance does Pile 2's higher self have for Pile 2? What guidance does Pile 2's higher self have for Pile 2? Yeah. What guidance does Pile 2? Okay, so let me put them out like this. We have the Page of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Okay, I feel like the guidance that is coming through is that whatever emotions that you're avoiding to deal with, is really important that you acknowledge them. Whatever this Five of Cups energy is that you're not acknowledging, whether it's the pain of the ending, or the fear of the new beginning, or the in between, it's really important that you acknowledge and you begin on with them. It seems as though there's reflection that is needed, because did I say reflection? I meant reflection, because we have the Four of Swords and then you have the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like taking the time out right now to acknowledge whatever this is and begin to work on it. We have the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles here. Begin to work in it so that you can heal and you can grow and you can step into this, this power. Because we got the Ten of Pentacles here. And step into this wheel of fortune that your higher self is pointing out, like the guidance message is that for you is it's simple, just acknowledge whatever it is and work on it. And once you work on it, with the Queen of Wands, it also speaks about reflection. So there's a lot of reflection that is needed here. There's a lot of taking the time out to think things through so that you can acknowledge whatever it is. I feel like as soon as you're I think I said this to Power One, but I don't want to say it again. But as soon as you acknowledge it, and then things will shift. Things will shift. There's just like a need for you to kind of reroute where you are right now because it's not working for you. The ignoring and the avoiding whatever emotion it is or whatever thought, it's not working. It's time for you to kind of, I'm even getting an image of a 12 wands. It's like you're stepping into a new phase and you need to sit back and think about, you know, how different is it going to be? You know, a new perspective is required. The old perspective is not going to work. The old way of seeing things, the old way of doing things is not going to work. It's really important now that you just like grow. I'm hearing con and grow, con and grow. And it may need a lot of effort and a lot of work because that's just like how the healing journey usually is. It's not something that happens overnight, but it's worth it with the Ten of Pentacles. It's going to be worth it. It's going to lead to so much abundance for yourself. It could even open up opportunities because once you're in alignment with yourself emotionally, energetically, and you're in alignment, it opens up doors for you. It could also have to be with finances or even just like attracting better people in your circle, better people in your life. But it can only happen once you allow, once you observe what it is, and once you deal with it, once you face it, once you conquer it. Because by facing it, and it really depends on the situation, but I'm just getting an image of somebody just like screaming at the mirror and they're facing whatever the situation is. By facing it, you realize things that just didn't work for you, the things that caused you pain. And by acknowledging what causes you pain, it's easier to know what wouldn't cause you pain because the contrast allows you to kind of even prepare mentally or even energetically for the kind of life that you would want. So it's as if the universe or your higher self, yeah, your higher self is kind of saying that you're going within and acknowledging this pain or this ending or this beginning, whatever it is, confronting it allows you to not only look at what is here, whatever the fear is, whatever the pain is, whatever the attachment is, but it's also allowing you to look at what isn't here, which could be here, which is the opposite of, the fear, the opposite of the pain, the opposite of the attachment. And all of that could be so freeing to think about, and it could switch your vibration. And I'm not saying by a snap, but it could switch your vibration and it could put you in a better space emotionally and mentally. And when you work on this consistently, which is what's coming through as well, working consistently on what you can and cannot, because the Queen of Wands doesn't settle. I'm also thinking about the Queen of Swords, but the Queen of Wands, they've worked for who they are. It's like this person had to kind of amp up. So like maybe you are someone who sometimes or even constantly goes, because we have the transformation card here as well. So you could constantly um go through some kind of tower moments or some kind of situations that always just like tests you and puts you into a different state, and it's kind of like needing you to be strong and courageous and stand back up. And you know it's not only about that as well, it's also about knowing what is good enough for you. So knowing when to take risks, knowing when to approach a situation, knowing when to make a move, which is just the Seven of Pentacles, reflecting like, how am I going to build this for myself? How am I, in what direction am I going to go in, and what kind of people do I want around me as I do this, as I grow? Maybe right now I don't want to be around anyone with the Hermit card. Maybe, seclusion, solitude is what is needed. But I feel like whatever it is, whatever the situation is, embracing it in its entirety, whatever emotions it brings out of you, is what is required for you to grow. So the old perspective isn't working. If you're used to repressing, suppressing, not acknowledging, nah, I'm good, just like shrugging it off. It's not gonna work. Not in this case, because you're not allowing yourself to receive what the universe is trying to bring into your life. It's kind of holding you back a little bit. I'm hearing every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back. Um, so yeah, there could be some kind of attachment situation. There could be maybe bad coping mechanisms or bad patterns, or just maybe you're used to doing things a certain way, but this time it's not working. This time not acknowledging is not working. This time just shrugging it off is not working. This time not dealing with it deep down, it is not working. It's we're not taking we're not taking that baggage, is what I'm hearing, to where we're going, to where you're going, you know. So it could also have to do with your heart space, because I don't know if you guys see this, but um she has a little plant in front of her heart chakra there. So a lot of healing for your heart could be needed for some of you. Maybe like doing some heart chakra. I don't know if you guys are into candle magic, or even praying with a white candle, or just like setting an intention that the white candle just brings cleansing into your space, into your energy, because I'm really drawn to the candle in the heart chakra here. And the crown chakra as well, or the crown. So it's like paying attention to the downloads that your higher self or the universe gives to you. I'm really drawn to also, the crown of his head. And look at the page of cups. Like there is something on each of their heads. Can you see? We got the page of cups, and there's this whatever that is. All right. Can you guys see that on the head? And then we have the Queen of Wands. I showed you the crown. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles and whatever that is. um, I think it's not on the head. It's extended to the head, but I'm drawn to it. I'm not really sure. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, and is it trees growing out of? Is she a wolf? I'm not really sure. But again, can you see that? So I feel like it's also being open to the downloads that are coming from. Even the old cards have something on the head. Can you see? Um so it could be that like you're not being open right now to the guidance the universe is trying to offer to you, and your higher self is also asking that you allow that to happen, or maybe healing your crown chakra as well, so that you can be in better alignment with the guidance. So yeah, part two, this is your message. I hope that it resonated. Till I see you in a different reading. Namaste.